Cancel the U2 concert.
Boy, oh boy, did I have a great tirade.
Don't fucking do it. This should be like a 1.5 point line.
Oh, they just scored again.
I think he's the clear-cut winner.
That's the only good move.
That's it.
Welcome to the Thielet and Graves podcast. I'm Thielet.
I'm Graves, and we're just two dudes like yapping about sports.
Welcome back to the Thielet and Graves podcast. My name is Ryan Thielet.
My name is Isaac Graves.
After some severe technical problems, we are finally able to get rolling today. So today we're going to talk about the NFL, the NHL, which has been very hot this weekend, and then the MLB. So let's get started with the NHL for a change.
Yeah, let's start. We got some stuff to talk about. I don't know. Do we want to just update on Four Nations first?
Yeah, let's do the update on Four Nations. So as we sit here, Team USA is in the final. They'll be playing Thursday, either against Canada or Finland, which as of right now, last we checked, it was 4-0 Canada after two periods.
Still 4-0, and we are almost 5 minutes into the third.
Okay, so it's most likely going to be a rematch of Saturday's amazing game.
Yeah, because I think no matter who wins, I think Sweden's pretty much out of it.
Sweden is out of it. If either one of these teams win in regulation,
yeah,
Sweden's automatically out.
Yeah.
So which makes this game tonight for Team USA a little like, I want to say meaningless, but like just not as like critical for them or for Sweden.
And I saw that that Matthew Tkachuk is unlikely to play tonight. I thought it was just a rest thing because like Sullivan knows that this won't mean much, but apparently he actually is hurt. I don't know what happened, but
you think it's from one of the fights?
I don't know. It said he didn't play half of the third period on Saturday.
Yeah, I noticed he wasn't in too much, but I just thought it was just, he'd been playing most of the game anyways.
Yeah.
Well, since we're already talking about the game, you want to talk about the first 9 seconds of Canada versus USA?
You gotta love when we chuck some knocks.
It was exciting. Well, I know this game was going to be the way it was when Canada decided to boo the national anthem. and we're not going to talk about whole Canada and USA at the moment, but the way that all started, and then with Canada saying how they've had a one-up on us for, 7 years, 8 years now since the last time?
Something like that.
Since the last time best on best happened.
When Sidney Crosby was in the lineup, he was 26-0 until Saturday night.
When Team USA walked in, beat them up, and then took the win with them.
That's insane. Like,
overall, the reason USA won, it wasn't just because they were outplaying them. They out-physicaled them.
Oh, 100%.
Which is something, like, I had a feeling that we had a chance to out-physical Canada, but I didn't think we were going to do it as much as we did.
Did you see that one hit? I think it was like midway through the second period. Brady Tkachuk on Drew Doughty.
That was insane.
Just deleted him.
It looked like prime Ray Lewis when you're going through the middle of the field and you're just getting decked. That's kind of like the hit it was.
I think I saw the deleted thing. I think I got like a Reddit notification. It was like, oh, Brady Tkachuk deletes Drew Doughty. I'm like, I gotta use that line.
There's one person from USA I want to talk about. How about Jake Gensel? He is playing like how...
Come back!
Yeah, I know. We all been saying, come back, Jake. I saw a thing on Twitter. Someone added Milkshake Factory and asked, since Jake is playing for Team USA, do we get the Jake Shake back? I feel like we should get the Jake Shake back.
I feel like Brian Rust should have been in Team USA, but no.
Oh, well, that's a whole nother conversation. That's a whole
If we're talking shakes...
Yeah, I know, but I think... Anyways, Jake Gensel's been playing like how he was at the trade deadline last year. Yeah.
He's still chronically underrated, but he is lights. He's been lights out this entire season.
It's my point exactly. The reason we gave him up for Michael Bunting, of all players, is just mind-blowing.
Prospects look fine. I mean, Panomarev, he was there
Yeah.
a couple of games.
Yeah, it was definitely there. We just put it there for that.
We'll still have to see how Lucius and whoever the other prospect was, I can't even remember his name at the
No,
moment.
it's been so long now. I just think I wouldn't mind us looking at getting like another name from Carolina, like a starting name. If we're getting up somebody like Jake Gensel caliber.
I don't understand how they didn't go and get like a Seth Jarvis or a
That's
Marty Natchez.
Seth Jarvis would have been nice to have.
Yeah.
So we talked about Four Nations. I just want to talk about the impact the Four Nations have. I'm watching playoff hockey in January. Well, no, it's not January. In February.
Yeah.
When this was announced back in last year, I was like, oh, this is going to be cool. It's nice to see. It'd be different than the All-Star game. Like, I was thinking, oh, cool. I was worried that the players weren't going to take this serious.
Right.
Because there's always that worry when, especially like we're seeing it now with the NBA last week. And I mean, they didn't take anything serious. And then the Pro Bowl is now flag football.
The Pro Bowl, I don't know how anyone would take the Pro Bowl seriously at this point. It's literally a joke.
So that point standing there, I was so worried that when we got Team USA versus Team Canada versus Finland and Sweden, I didn't think people were going to take, like the players were going to take this serious. It's nice to see that at puck drop, we're getting fights. We're getting people deleted on the boards. We're seeing actual goals scored and actual saves being made. Seeing these players actually want to play for their country. Because, I mean, there's also the hype around it that this is the first time since the Olympics. That I think it was like 2011, last time the Winter Olympics.
I know there was a best-on-best tournament in 2016.
That's the one.
Yeah.
So it's been almost a decade since last time we saw best on best. So that's why everyone's like, okay, we're playing because this is the first time we've been allowed to do this.
Yeah.
Which honestly, this should have been a yearly thing. I wouldn't mind this replacing the All-Star game in general.
Yeah, I mean, I think it should because let's think about the path. You have the Four Nations this year, then you got the Olympics next year, which rolls right around when the All-Star game would be, and then the next time we could potentially see an All-Star game is in 2027, and why not just have Four Nations over it? Because this is huge marketing for the NHL.
And then you can do different cities next time. Like next time we get Four Nations, have it in Toronto.
Yeah.
Or have it in, let's say, the latest Stanley Cup winning USA city.
Yeah.
I mean, anywhere you look at it, USA teams win the cup every single year. That's just how it goes around here.
All right, don't get too cocky.
Because this is our sport now. We saw it last weekend. This is our sport.
The rise of USA hockey has been real.
It's been real, and it's going to stay. And we're taking the gold. I don't even think we're getting gold, bronze, or medal, silver. I don't care. I just know that we're going to take the Lombardi of the Four Nations, okay? Whatever. Yeah, you called it. You heard me straight. I said the Lombardi trophy.
Whatever the equivalent is to the NBA Cup.
Yeah. Well, and I want a banner. I don't care where. It could be up in the Hockey Hall of Fame. I want a banner in each of the franchises of the USA teams that the players played. I want a banner, Team USA.
Rain down on.
But yeah, I think this should be not like a yearly thing because we had the World Cup coming. We got an Olympics in a couple of years. But once we're in that lull when we don't have these world competitions going on, we should have this every year. I mean, soccer does it.
Yeah.
I mean, right now, my brother was watching the Copa qualifiers. Because right now, every league's in an international play break.
I'm going to stare blankly because I don't know a damn thing about soccer.
Yeah, so the way soccer, they do this, these international tournaments, monthly, what it feels like. So, to break up the season.
Yeah.
So, right now, the NHL should kind of, simulate that formula. And when they don't have, the World Cup or this going on or the Olympics, they should have something where the international plays because honestly, it excites every single country that's in it.
Yeah.
And honestly, I wouldn't even mind us adding countries to it.
Yeah, why not? I mean, you definitely bring in a Czechia team.
And definitely have a Russia team. I mean, you can say what you want about Russia.
Well, I don't know if IHF wants to allow that. That's the thing. They until all the Russia bullshit gets resolved,
Yeah.
then it's not going to happen. But bring in like a Germany team or a Danish team or something like that.
Some different. I mean, it would be cool to have Russia because it would be nice to have Ovi and Malkin on the same line again.
That'd be sick. And who like maybe like Kaprizov
Yeah.
on that top line too.
So like there is players, but like we should bring these different countries in and have like a mini NHL World Cup. Is
Yeah.
what you should market it. I mean, Four Nations is a nice name for it, but like call it the NHL World Cup.
Well, that's going to happen in 2028.
Yeah, but like I don't know. It'd be nice to have this yearly
Yeah.
because like it's exciting. I mean, and plus the way that they timed this up is perfect because right now, last week was big game. Well, 2 weeks ago technically. Well, by the time I'm recording this, yeah, 2 weeks ago. But now we're in that lull where the NBA's in their All-Star game that nobody cares about, and then it's like that lull period before people start caring about other sports. So they market it as perfect.
Yeah.
This is honestly NHL's biggest success in a long time.
Yeah.
Like for marketing and viewership wise.
And for the record, we didn't get a new commissioner. Gary Bettman is still the commissioner, so he actually made a good decision for once.
First time since what? Ever?
Yeah.
There's a reason he gets booed everywhere he goes.
Yep.
Well, let's talk about the first game. The first game's back for the NHL. I know the Pens play Saturday.
Oh, there's a lot that happens on Saturday.
Do you want to tell us how many we have?
14 game slate on Saturday. So let's just go through them and let's make our picks. So we will have an ABC doubleheader.
Okay.
That kicks off at 12:30. We've got the Wild at the Red Wings.
Give me Minnesota.
Yeah. Yeah, give me many. I think Kaprizov's going to come back healthy. I'm going to say 4-2.
3-1. And then we're going to get an empty net goal for the third goal. I think it's going to be a 2-1 game all the way through and then in the open net.
Yeah. That's a hell of a game to start it off.
Yeah.
All right. 1 p.m. We've got the Oilers at the Flyers.
This is even a question.
Oilers.
Yeah, give me Edmonton.
Yeah.
We're going to get a red-hot McDavid versus the Flowers. The Flowers. I'm thinking of Marc-Andre because we were just talking about him earlier today. The Flyers are not going to be hot.
No.
They weren't even hot going into the break, and this break is not going to help them.
They're shockingly only 2 under 500.
Which is a shocker for how their season's been going. Remember the beginning of the year when they were lighting the world on fire? Everyone's saying, oh, they're going to be the next team coming in the playoffs.
I kind of forget about it because it feels like they do that every year.
Yeah, it's an every year thing.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
give me Edmonton, and this is going to be a 5-2 game.
I'm gonna say 5-1, and I'm gonna say, give me a Draisaitl hat trick.
Oh, I was thinking of McJesus
All
hat
right.
trick.
All right. 3 p.m. The other end of the ABC doubleheader. Probably my game of the day pick. Caps at Penguins.
You're just saying that because you're a Pens fan, aren't you?
Well, tell me you wouldn't say the same thing.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's Caps Penguins. Everyone's excited for this game.
It's the best rivalry in hockey, still.
Ooh. Argue Flyers and the Penguins.
Yeah. Yeah, but Sid versus Ovi.
I mean, yeah, but it's Sid versus Philly.
Yeah.
But anyways, we'll debate that later. I have Pens winning 2-1.
Ooh. All right.
And Ovi's going to be the only goal from the Caps.
Okay. I'm going to say 4-3 Pens in overtime.
Oh.
And I'm going to say overtime goal by Brian Rust.
Nice. Who's in net? Can you see real quick?
It's not going to show me yet. They won't put it until Saturday morning probably.
Yeah, it's all going to be that game's all going to determine who's in net for us.
But they got it. They should be Ned.
Isn't Jari still up on the main roster?
I think he is.
Wait. Isn't that just for the Four Nations? So if Canada goes down 1, he goes up?
We don't really know. We have no idea what's going to happen there.
Okay. Because I've been seeing things that people are saying that, oh, this is just for the Four Nations, just in case if a goalie goes down, Jari can sneak in and play.
Yeah, just to, I guess, make sure the cap's in order or something. I don't know.
Well, to be honest, if any goalie from Canada goes down, there's no way that they're even thinking about calling Tristan Jari. But I think the first call will be Marc Andre if a goalie goes down.
All right. Moving on, we've at 5:30 we've got the Rangers at the Sabres.
I think so. The Rangers, they have fallen off from grace.
Yeah.
For yet another year.
They picked it up a little bit before Four Nations.
I want to if you would ask me last year that this time of year, Rangers fallen off, and then they're playing against Buffalo, and you're telling me that I'm struggling to pick between Buffalo and New York.
I think JT Miller gets hot to ride out the season.
Give me Buffalo.
Ooh.
And a 2-1 overtime win.
Okay.
I'm not going to tell you who's going to win in an overtime because I couldn't tell you. Not that I don't know the roster. Buffalo, anybody can be the game winner when your team's that bad.
I'm going to say Rangers win 3-1. All right. 6 p.m. We've got the Kraken at the Panthers.
Give me Florida. Not even a question. And then it's going to be a 3-1 with Brady Tkachuk having 2 goals.
Ooh, okay. All right. Nah, I won't take this as my upset alert. Give me Florida.
Are they in South Beach or in
they're in Sunrise. So yeah, I'll go Florida 4-1.
Okay. I was giving them the Kraken a little bit of a grace with a 3-1 win. I mean, a 3-1 loss.
6 p.m. slate's actually not too bad. I mean, we got 2 East versus West games. The other one is the Stars at the Devils.
Ooh. How about you take this one first?
Give me Dallas 3-2 in overtime.
Give me Jersey and a 2-1 overtime win.
Okay.
Is Hughes' brother still out? Not Jack.
Luke
Hughes, he's still out, right?
I think so. I don't know. I mean, he might have had time to get back by the time Four Nations is over. We'll see.
I know he's up in the air for coming back. Even if he doesn't come back, I still think it's going to be a 2-1 New Jersey win, which is going to not be good for the Penguins.
No. I mean, the Devils, since they're in one of those top 3 spots, doesn't affect the Penguins as much as all the teams that are in the wild card. Literally everybody's in the wild card. Well, until the Sabres get eliminated.
Yeah, which will be in, a month time?
I wouldn't even give it that much time.
But anyways, next game?
Next game, to round out 6 p.m., we've got the Avs at the Preds.
Ooh.
That's a nice game.
That is going to be a very, very good game. Give me Avalanche and a surprising 3-0 win.
3-0. Okay. We're getting a shutout from Scott Wedgwood or Mackenzie Blackwood. Okay. I'll take the Avs as well. I'll say 5-2 Avs.
5-2. The thing about Nashville is that they were going into this break, like, I'm not saying banged up, but like they just weren't hitting on like their full stride. And I feel like this is not going to happen. They're not going to come out on a full stride against Colorado.
Cancel the U2 concert.
They have to cancel it at this point. For people who don't know that joke, do you want to go ahead and explain that joke real quick?
Oh, I've explained that enough. Go back, watch episode 1 if you want to know that. Anyways, 7 p.m. We've got how many 7 p.m. games? We got 5 7 p.m. games.
Why do they just do like an NFL red zone package?
They should if they have like these multi-game days, like you know how they do when every team is playing, they do the Frozen Frenzy,
yes.
and they have it staggered like every 15 minutes at start time. They should do that for every one of these big game days.
Yes. And like it would be nice to have like you can call it like the NHL. I don't know this. I don't know. You call it like the offensive zone or something stupid like that. Like how like the NFL has the NFL red zone with commercial free.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be bad to have that.
Yeah.
Especially on days like this, or do a simulcast with somebody watching all these games.
Yeah.
Or like a PK Subban simulcast.
Or at least have that Frozen Frenzy 16 team be more than once a season, please.
Exactly. It should be more than once a season. This would be nice. Frozen Frenzy would be nice to have late in the season, but with just teams that are like, I wouldn't say the teams that are right on the edge of being in the wild card and not being in the wild card.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little crazy side.
No, that'd be sick. All right. 7 p.m. to open that slate. We've got the Ducks at the Bruins. Yeah, I ain't feeling good about this one.
Nope, I'm not feeling good about this one either because both teams are hit and miss.
You know what? Bold, but I'm gonna say it. 8-2 Bruins.
8? You think 8 goals? Now, I get it. This is Anaheim, but
it's
8
Anaheim.
goals.
Yeah.
This is an upset. Give me 2-1 Anaheim win in overtime.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like we're gonna have a high scoring game. I like the high scoring games. That's what.
I mean, I do too, but I honestly like seeing. I mean, there's nothing like a shutout win from a goalie or seeing a 1-0 or a 0-0 game going to overtime.
Yeah.
Like something like that's like, I don't know. To me, that's like when the best hockey's play, when they're not scoring and they're trying whatever they can to score.
Are you part of that crowd that wants to just eliminate the shootout altogether?
No.
I'm not either. I think I would rather have the shootout because I can't just keep sitting through multiple overtime periods.
I agree. One thing I'm happy that the NHL does not do the 3-on-3 hockey in playoffs.
Yeah.
That is so nice that they do 5-on-5 because it should be that way.
Right.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the 3-on-3 action. It's fast. It's good for the regular season. And honestly, a shutout in a regular season game, not shutout, a shootout in a regular season game is so good. It's so exciting.
Oh, yeah.
When you're sitting, like I've gone, I think it was us versus Florida last year, went to shootout. In fact, trying to remember the team. I was very first time sitting in the lower bowl. We went into overtime, and then went in the shootout. That excitement of being in that build, we lost, but what was new? But anyways, seeing, like having that feeling of a shootout.
Yeah.
It's just like it's like nerve wracking.
I remember the only time I was in the building for a shootout. It was the Gino's 1000th game celebration, and he won it in the shootout.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
That was sick.
But like that's why I like the shootout for regular season because it keeps the excitement going. Because especially like if there's a back-to-back game for a team that just went in the shootout and then plays again the next day, like people are like, oh, well, they were just in the shootout. I want to watch this game tomorrow. They keep the excitement going. That's like you keep the viewership going.
Yeah.
All right. Any more games for the weekend?
All right. Next up on the 7 p.m. slate, we've got the Canes at the Leafs.
Give me the Canes in a 1-0 game.
Ooh, okay. All right. I'm going to say 2-0 Leafs.
You think the Leafs are going to pull this? Are they in Carolina?
They're in Toronto.
I don't think I'm waffling on my pick. You know what? No, I'm sticking with it.
All right.
Carolina 1-0.
All right.
Yeah, but Austin Matthews is playing so well right now.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't get hurt again.
Whoa. He can get hurt after the Four Nations game, okay?
Yeah.
But
I swear, it feels like every year I have Austin Matthews in fantasy, he ends up just getting hurt like nonstop.
all right, you know what? I'm sticking with it. 1-0 Carolina win.
All right.
They're going to shut out Matthews.
No, I was gonna say it feels like every season, the Leafs play their St. Pat's game. It's against the Canes, but no, that's for St. Patrick's Day. That's way too early.
Yeah, way too early.
Anyways, next 7 p.m. game we got the Habs at the Sens.
This is like that meaningless Canada game we get every year, every week. Oh, you're picking two of the worst teams.
Yeah.
Give me the Sens. Sens in a 1-0 win in overtime.
Upset warning. 3-1 Habs.
Do you think the Habs are going to score three goals in one game?
Oh, come on. It's not like it hasn't been done before. All right. Next up, we've got the Blackhawks at the Blue Jackets.
Columbus has been very hot.
Yeah.
Very, very hot.
But they're not going to have Marchenko.
But this is also Chicago.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm doing it. This is my upset alert. This is probably my third upset, fourth upset.
I don't even know. We'll
go back and do the counter.
Yeah.
But give me the Blackhawks in a 3-1 game.
All right. I'm going to say 4-2 Columbus.
4-2 Columbus. Are they in? They're in Columbus, right?
They're in Columbus.
In Columbus.
All right. And the final game of the 7 p.m. slate, we've got the Jets at the Blues.
Ooh. Jets are away. They never play good off of a bye. But it's also the Blues.
Yeah.
And Bennington is crapping the bed for Canada right now. Oh, he probably just had a shutout. I haven't.
Maybe they start Hofer to open up this second half.
How about you give your pick while when I look at this final score?
3-2 Jets.
Well, he let in a goal already. It's 4-1 with 2:38 left in the third period. So give me Winnipeg.
Yeah.
Give me Winnipeg, but they're only winning by 1 goal, and it's going to be a 3-2 game.
All right. 9 p.m. We've got Utah HC at the Kings.
Give me the hockey club. Or the Yetis. Or the whatever they're going to be called. Mammoths. There's
something like that.
Yeah, those.
Calling them just the hockey club doesn't do it, but
it's just giving me Washington football team all over again.
Well, I mean, that's exactly what they want. That's exactly what they want. Yeah, but Utah HC actually doesn't sound all that bad.
No, it doesn't. I mean, it doesn't sound as bad as Washington Football Club.
Yeah.
When you think of Washington Football Club, Europeans thought that was a soccer team for the longest.
The team I infamously called the Washington No Names.
Yeah, the no names.
Yeah.
And I think Utah's going to win this. It's going to be a 4-1 game. I think this is going to be a blowout.
Ooh, okay. I'm going to go complete opposite. I'm going to say 4-1 Kings. I'm going to say Adrian Kempe hat trick.
Oh, we haven't seen that in a while.
Yeah.
That'd be nice to see.
All right, and
Finland just scored again. It's now 4-2 with minute 40 left.
Wow, Biddington. Don't say it's about to happen. Oh no.
Oh, don't screw us out of a good Canada versus USA game, please.
Who's scoring for Finland?
Mike Granlund.
Oh, Granlund. Okay.
Yeah, that's who scored. So ESPN does not do their stats too well for hockey. It's like
right.
You lose yourself halfway through.
Yeah. All right, and rounding out the night at 10.
They didn't even have the second goal updated, but they have it in the stats. They don't have it. I mean, they have it on the scoreboard, but not the stats. Oh, there it is. Lindell.
Essa Lindell.
Yeah, he scored the second goal.
Wow. Okay.
Wait, they just went to 4-1.
Oh.
Did they just take the goal away? ESPN, get your stuff together, man.
Hold on, let me check the.
It said 4-2.
Let me check the real app.
Are you checking NHL? But anyways,
it still says 4-2 on the real app.
Okay.
So
I don't know what's going on. Something's going on right now in Boston.
could be a review. We don't know.
Or they could also be taken back. We
Yeah.
don't know. Oh, they just updated it again. It is 4-2 with a minute 15 left.
Okay.
So
it's 4-2.
any way you look at it, it's 4-2.
Oh,
But
boy.
anyways.
All right, rounding out the night, we've at 10 p.m. we've got the Canucks at the Golden Knights.
I feel so bad for Canuck fans.
Yeah.
Look, going into this year, I had such high hopes for the Canucks that they're going to be good again.
Yeah. They don't have a 20-goal scorer.
Yeah, and we complain about our team, but we at least have a couple 20-goal scorers.
Yeah.
Give me Vegas in a 3-1 win.
Match that 3-1 Vegas.
Yeah, I mean, Vegas is hot. They're going to be good. We're going to be back in the playoffs again.
Yeah.
So, they just scored again.
Are you serious? It's 4-3 Finland.
It's
4-3 Canada.
It's 4-3.
Oh no, 5-3 Canada now.
What is going on?
Granlund scored again, and then Sid just hit an empty netter.
Oh, yeah, I see it now. I just pulled it up.
Jesus Christ, what is happening?
They better get their stuff together. Because Canada can't go against Team USA. And I'm not just saying that because, I root everything Team USA, no matter what. It could even be for soccer when we all know we have no chance of winning. But I always root for Team USA. But Canada is just like, they just don't finish the games out.
Canada can't win a face-off right now, which is weird.
Oh, yeah, which is insane.
Barkov has 7 straight face-off wins.
That's crazy.
Good Lord.
And Canada just iced the puck.
Lovely. Oh, my God. Can we sign a deal to do like a simulcast?
Oh, that would be cool.
That would be so sick.
But
we're a long way from that. But
we are severely long way from that. But yeah, no, I'm just shocked that they just picked up like that. It had to be what, 2 goals in 13 seconds?
Something like that.
Any more games for the weekend?
Nope, that is it.
Alrighty, if that's it, then let's wrap up this.
Yeah.
We'll go take the quick 30-second break and go ahead and talk NFL football.
Oh, we got some things to say.
Yes, because it's going to be a good tirade. Alrighty, welcome back to the Thielet and Graves podcast. My name is Ryan Thielet.
My name is Isaac Graves.
And we're going to get started with a hot topic in Pittsburgh. Recently, within the 2 weeks, there was a new sign put up where the old Sell the Team Bob sign was in the Boulevard of the Allies. I'm not mistaken, in the right same place. It was posted up by Kevin Adams, who is well known in Pittsburgh for a barstool type of writer, type of podcaster for Steelers. He takes things in the fan perspective, but not in the rational Steeler fan perspective, but in the irrational Steeler fan perspective.
Beyond irrational.
So recently, he paid for a billboard that says the standard is mediocrity. Trade Tomlin or sell the team Rooney. We had enough.
Okay. So, it's been a hot topic for years on what should Mike Tomlin do.
We even had a case on this earlier in the season.
Yeah.
And which I was on, and I'm going to say the same thing I said, not the same exact thing. But it is time for Tomlin. I'm not just saying this as like I am tired of this, but like I'm not saying this with harshness behind it.
Yeah.
I am happy for the 17 seasons he's been here. Well, 18.
Yeah, this will be his 19th season coming up.
So his 19th season, 18 of them have been either a Super Bowl, us being in the playoffs, or us being consistent.
Never a losing season.
Yeah, I get that. But when you look at
I'm not using that as an argument to keep him here.
But I am grateful for what he's done. He took us to 2 Super Bowls, 1-1. And we've had a lot of success here. And there's times that coaches run their course in a certain city.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Bill Belichick. And he won, 6 up there in New England? And then they moved on to him, from him recently. So I get that Steelers want to hold that we only had 3 coaches for the past so many years.
Yeah.
But at the same point, you got to know when your time's up. And the time has been up for Tomlin
for a couple of years.
More than just a couple years. Since the last time Big Ben stepped on that field in Heinz Field, when it was Heinz Field, that year should have been the year we got rid of Tomlin. So I agree with the sign. I am happy with the sign because it's time for... I mean, we've always been known as a vocal city.
Yeah.
That we tell the Rooneys, we tell Bob Nutting, we tell... Okay, when it was Mario, we told Mario what we liked and what we didn't like with our team.
Yeah.
We're always... There's us, there's New York that does it, Boston does it with hockey and baseball, and the Patriots. And there's other cities that are known for it. We're one of those teams.
Yeah.
We're one of those cities. We always have been, always will be. And I'm not saying that it's a bad thing, but I think the Rooneys should sit down and realize, normally we don't say just random stuff. We normally say what we see. Maybe take it into a fan's perspective.
It's clear that the levels of the organization aren't seeing eye to eye. Tomlin, it seems like I'm not saying that Tomlin doesn't want to win because he clearly does, but he can't keep just giving up once he locks up the winning season.
Exactly. And I don't even think we're talking about the 3 levels of the organization not seeing eye to eye. You can clearly see that not even from Mr. Rooney, down to Tomlin.
Yeah, and put Omar Khan in between there.
We're not even going to talk about the coach and the owner.
Yeah.
You don't even see the coherency of Omar and Tomlin. I mean, I don't think Omar got a quarterback that he wanted in the 4 years he's been there as the full-time GM. Let's see, he got force-fed Kenny Pickett, which check out last episode to see how I feel about Kenny Pickett.
Or just go check out our Instagram and Twitter.
Well, yeah, classless plug. Still works. Then we all know Tomlin brought Russ here because that's always been a thing that Russ and Tomlin get along. They have talked about it in the media about each other all the time.
It started out great.
Amazing. And then I think the type of quarterback that Omar Khan wants is a Justin Fields. Which we have. We have Justin Fields.
Yeah.
All we need to do is sit down and make a contract. But then again, I get the GM makes those contract decisions, but once you have a coach like a caliber that Tomlin is, Tomlin makes those choices.
Yeah.
It's not just Khan. So you can, and there's a reason we haven't signed anybody yet, because they don't see eye to eye for how to run this franchise. So I think that there's a lot behind the scenes that doesn't get released.
Yeah.
And for the first time in 19 years, we're finally seeing what goes on behind the scenes, and I think that's what fans are not liking.
I think the sell the team Rooney is maybe a little harsh.
I think that's harsh because, again, with the Rooney's owning the Steelers franchise, we won 6 Super Bowls. We've been to 8, 9?
I don't even know.
Something like that.
Something like that.
So it's not like a Bob Nutting where the Pirates hadn't even sniffed an NLCS in 10 years.
Yeah. They haven't sniffed the playoffs in a decade.
Yeah, well, that's a whole thing, and which we'll get into later because we do have a queue up of a Pirates rant. But
we've got an MLB talk for the ages.
But we're not at that point yet where we blame this all on Rooney.
No.
it's the organization itself not working together. You can see that.
Yeah.
And then let's veer this away from the organization back into coaching. Tomlin has made mistakes that a rookie coach made this year. If you go back, handful of the 5-game losing streak has been his fault.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
There has been missed time, not being able to use the clock to save his life, not putting the right personnel out there, not getting into Arthur Smith's ear, telling him open up this offense, which what a head coach is supposed to do, not put his feet up in the offensive room that we saw on Hard Knocks. I mean, I don't think Hard Knocks did much to save Tomlin's case.
Oh, no. I mean, what is it going to do realistically?
I mean, it's nice for us to see. I mean, don't get me wrong. When they had the full Tomlin speech in there, I was ready to run through a brick wall.
I still have yet to watch it.
Okay, so people who don't know what Hard Knocks is. Hard Knocks is a behind-the-scenes look at your franchise. But for the first time this year, they did the entire AFC North. So honestly, this is the first time Hard Knocks has been with the Steelers. So it was a big deal for us to see what goes on behind the scenes. And at one point, I remember, I think it was like episode 2 or 3, we saw Tomlin sitting in a meeting room with his feet up in the offensive room. Which is something that you're not supposed to see in a coach when their offense is struggling.
Oh,
That's when you gotta. I mean, Terry Bradshaw called him a cheerleader. Let's go back and look at that. You remember that being a whole big deal?
I remember that. Yeah.
So he's just proving Bradshaw's point.
And that's bad news when that's coming from the best quarterback of the Steelers organization.
And you can even see that Tomlin has no idea how to control a locker room either.
No, he's completely lost the locker room.
No, because look at George, for example. Look at Cam Hayward holding out. That was supposed to be your captain. He held out at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
You have these like on and off the field tantrums all over the place.
Next time TJ or somebody big is due for a contract, they're probably gonna have to hold out if Tomlin's still here.
I mean, and all these players say, I want to play for Tomlin. I want to play for Tomlin. Yeah, that's nice. But at the same point, you have to win as a coach.
Yeah, these 9-8, 10-7 seasons just aren't going to do it anymore.
They're not. And we're not a 9-8 franchise. I said this 2 episodes ago.
Yeah.
When there's tiers to this. And we're on the upper tier. And us being mediocre, I mean, unlike most cities, just the Pittsburgh lives and dies with the Steelers.
Yeah.
Which you don't see everywhere. So it's nice to see a billboard like this put out, where you still see that the Steelers and Steelers fans are still with the team enough to say, hey, you got to wake up and do your job.
Yeah.
That's basically what this is.
I mean, the whole trade Tomlin thing, I think it's a little late for that because who do you bring in as a head coach? You can't put Arthur Smith in the driver's seat.
No, you definitely can't. Is Big Mike still jobless?
Well, he said he doesn't want to coach this year.
Okay. If you're in Big Mike's shoes, your hometown team calls you, hey, we traded our coach. Do you want to be our head coach? What are you going to say?
Yeah, he's going to want to take it.
It's not like we're like the Browns trying to get a coach. We're the Steelers trying to get a coach.
Yeah.
So that's not it's not a problem for us to get a coach, which is nice to have, especially now when there's a lot of like older coaches who want to get back in, or a Mike McCarthy who will be say what you want about him, but he is a good head coach.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason it didn't work out the best in Dallas is because of Jerry Jones.
Yeah. And
we all know that. Shoot, he wasn't even able to hire his own offensive coordinator.
Look at other coordinators. Look at Brian Flores in Minnesota. He's been probably one of the best defensive coordinators in all of the NFL.
But okay, so moving on from Tomlin, let's say we end up trading Tomlin. We get a couple first round draft picks out of him, because that's what he's worth.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. If we're gonna trade I'm gonna say it, a Hall of Fame coach, because he is. I mean, I get it. I hear the argument that he won with Cowher's team. I've said that before. He won with Cowher's team. I will admit he did win with Bill Cowher's team.
Yeah.
But you still got to win games, no matter what team you're handed with, which he's done.
Yeah.
So he's going to be a Hall of Fame coach.
Oh, 100%.
Because he's changed the game, too. Because of him, we have the Rudy rule.
Mm-hmm.
Because of him, there's other black coaches in the NFL.
Yeah.
Which wasn't too much of a thing. And because of him, there's a new generation that he inspires to become head coaches and want to be like in a coaching role in the NFL.
Yeah.
So he's done a lot for the game on and off the field. So he's going to be worth the two first-round draft picks. And so do you go with an offensive-minded coach with this new style of NFL football, or do you go with a defensive coach? Let's say you're sitting in Omar Khan's shoes.
Yeah. Right now, I'm tempted to say defensive.
And why is that?
Because I think Terrell Austin has low-key lost the defense.
Oh, that's not even a question. We know that.
Yeah.
But why would you go with a defensive mind and not an offensive mind?
Because then we can really kind of bring the defense back together and just be that just team that nobody wants to play against. Be that defense that everyone's afraid of.
I'm going to go opposite of you. I'm going to go with an offensive mindset.
Yeah.
Because we have the stars on that defense. And we do have a captain of the defense in Cam Hayward. Which, say what you want about Cam, he's a great leader for that locker room. And then we got a TJ Watt. We got a Minka. We got a JPJ. We got KZ. We got these other guys who play. We got Deshaun Elliott. Like, we have solid guys. So bring in a defensive coordinator like a Brian Flores. Or bring in somebody from, honestly, bring in a college coach.
Eric Bieniemy?
Yeah. You want to be a bad head coach and let him bring a young offensive-minded guy up with him and let him take control of the offense and let Bieniemy just, because we need a guy like Eric to fix our offense.
Yeah.
We need a strong-minded offensive coach. And we don't have that.
No.
And we also can't get a guy that likes the pro-style football. The under the centers, the I formation, the guys who I'm going to turn around and hand the ball off 30 times in a game when I don't have a running back like a Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
We need a spread them out, West Coast style guy who likes to spread them out, throw the motions in, throw the ball deep, use the middle of the field, throw your tight end in a hook in the middle of the field and let him sit and read the defense. Because that's the type of tight end that Freiermuth is.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have a perimeter guy in George Pickens who catches any ball down the sideline. If we sign Mike Williams back, we also have another perimeter guy.
Yeah.
Then plug anybody in that third slot. I don't care who it is.
I mean, realistically, it should be Peyton Wilson.
Yes, it should be Wilson. So put Wilson in that third spot. We have the tools in our house right now to be a good offense.
Or Roman Wilson.
Roman, Peyton.
Peyton's on defense.
Yes, you're thinking of the NC State.
We've got all the Wilsons.
We've got 3 Wilsons. It's so confusing. It's kind of like the Canucks with the Pedersens.
Yeah.
Which is I would hate to be their commentator.
At least I can keep those guys straight.
Yes. But anyways, so we have the tools and we need a guy who is good with an offense like that. I'm not saying when Eric was in Kansas City, we don't have the same talent that Kansas City has.
Yeah.
Because that's one in a generational team talent.
Even when he was the OC for the Commanders that one year, I don't think we have that same level of talent.
We don't. But he knows how to get to that level of talent.
Yeah.
So if you bring in a young OC, mold the OC with your style, makes your offense so much easier to deal with. Kind of like what Andy Reid is doing in Kansas City.
You're ready to give up on Arthur Smith completely.
Oh, I'm ready to completely give up. We need to get younger overall.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to see a case of getting younger has been better, I get the Pitt season didn't end up well for us. But at one point, we were 7-0 from a team that went 3-9 last year.
Yeah.
And then what did we do in the offseason? We got younger. We got Cade Bell. Cade Bell brought his offensive staff in there, which honestly, I think their average age is 32 right now.
Holstein looks unbelievable.
Yeah, exactly. So, brought in a young-minded guy. So, and if you look at all the offensive coordinators in the NFL right now, what are they? All young.
Yeah.
So, you bring in an experienced offensive guy. Let the experienced guy bring in the young stud. Let the young stud do what he does with his team, and let Eric just guide him. Because say what you want about Tomlin. Tomlin cannot guide an offense. He was never an offensive guy. He never will be an offensive guy. So if you bring in a strong defensive coordinator, in which, honestly, you can say what you want, keep Terrell Austin for one more year.
Oh, yeah.
And keep Terrell Austin with the guys that he knows. But if you get out of Terrell Austin's ear and let him work, that'll probably be better off. Because you can say, I think Tomlin was also in Terrell Austin's ear a lot, which doesn't perform the best talent. So if you get a guy who can lead the offense and lead an offensive coordinator, let them two work together hand in hand. And let the defense do what they do.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm okay with us trading Tomlin. Because there's options out there.
Yeah. Yeah. The more that I look at it, I'm like, yeah, Tomlin's time is just up.
This should have been a move back in 2022.
I wasn't in at the start of this season when we went when we were looking like we were Super Bowl contenders. I wasn't. I was like, oh yeah, no, Tomlin's good. He's good.
Yeah, it'd be just fine. Yeah, it'd be fine. We're just painting that clown mask a little more and more.
Yeah,
kind of like that one meme. But
like early season, the only thing I was concerned about was the Colts loss.
Yeah,
that's the only thing I was concerned about.
But it's when we lost Ben, our franchise was lost. Which, say what you want, it's the truth.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely the truth because.
But so right then and there should have been your time. Been like, let's just scrap this. Let's clean house, and let's move on into our new direction. Now they're trying to play catch up because they're realizing that their aging defense is now in a win now situation.
Yeah.
When in 22 they had years to be out. To not be in a win-now situation.
This might be a bold take, but I think Kenny should have had a full year to learn behind an experienced guy.
I agree. I think our worst move was bringing in Mitchell Trubisky.
He was awful.
It's not even because he played bad, because he doesn't lead. If we wanted an experienced quarterback on the market at that time, then why didn't we get Russell Wilson?
If Mitch Trubisky was still here, the locker room would have been on fire right now. It literally would have been up in flames.
The only reason it wasn't up in flames is because we have a leader in Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
So why didn't you grab an experienced quarterback? Shoot, I think even Philip Rivers was on the marquee that year.
Okay, well, geriatric quarterback to geriatric quarterback. I don't know about that, but
we would have had a geriatric quarterback with a young guy behind him learning. And experience a Hall of Fame quarterback learning from a Hall of Fame quarterback.
If you're gonna bring in an experienced guy, bring in someone honestly, they should have even brought in like a sub 30 guy that year, maybe like a Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
Or I don't know, Nick Foles maybe. I swear I'm not just rating Philly quarterbacks. I swear.
But yeah, no. It is nice to see that the city cares enough to spend money and put a billboard out saying, let's just screw it. We're voicing our opinions. It's time.
Yeah.
Well, that's it for the NFL today.
Yeah.
Let's take another couple-minute break, and then let's move on to the MLB.
Ooh, big things coming.
Welcome back to the Thielet and Graves podcast. My name is Ryan Thielet.
My name is Isaac Graves.
Third take's always the best take. How about that?
Yeah.
What we're saying is that it took me 3 times to do our intro that I did twice already. So, yeah, it's been a day. Because just after the break, my Mountain Dew decides to say, screw you, and exploded on me when I was trying to take a drink of it.
It'll be a good short.
It'll be a great short, yeah. I hope you have fun looking at it and laughing and bleeping out everything I was saying. All right, well, let's get away from the funny stuff and let's talk about the MLB. So let's get started with the big news. Within the past 2 to 3 weeks, Alonso and Bregman both signed their new contracts.
Yeah.
Which is big. I mean, we both said, I didn't think Alonso was going back.
Yeah, no, I fully expected, after Juan Soto signed, I fully expected Pete Alonso to just be like, nope, I'm gone. And this 2-year deal, I think post that, it's clearly a bridge deal.
Yes.
I think with Soto signing a 15-year deal, maybe they draft another first baseman.
Or use him in a trade.
Maybe. Like,
because it's not a big take on for a 2-year contract. It wasn't even that big of a 2-year contract.
No.
What was it? 2 years, 30 mil?
Something like that. Yeah, it was in the 30 mil range.
Yeah, so it wasn't that bad. Now, Alex Bregman. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I hate the Astros personally, so like whenever one of their stars leaves, I'm kind of like, yeah, throw a party, because yeah, I cannot stand the Astros.
Oh no, I can't stand them either.
So he has signed a 3-year deal with the Boston Red Sox.
Yeah. Boston, of all places. You know what's funny? Who owns Boston Red Sox?
Fenway Sports Group.
And they just spent money. Why can't they spend money on the NHL level?
Yeah, please spend some cash on the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Spent so much money on a old, washed baseball player, but won't spend the money to keep Jake Gensel. But there's another name that has not been signed. That is a former Houston Astro. Well, now it's a former Houston Astro. Altuve?
No, he's signed.
Oh, he's signed?
Yeah, when I was looking at Dugout Report or Dugout Forever, I thought it was saying Altuve was a free agent, but it was just from the 2022 championship team. Altuve was the only guy of the 5 major left from that 22 championship team.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. We'll just edit that part out.
Yeah.
So we talked about those 2 contracts. They're both massive. I mean, I don't think the Mets are going to keep Alonso long.
Mm.
I think he's going to be traded at the trade deadline this season.
Wow. Okay.
I think this season he's going to be one of those trade deadline talk guys. I think he's gone after this, halfway through this season.
I think we're talking like early 2025 off season. He's gone.
I mean, I see that, but I just at that point, hell, 1 year left on his contract, and it's only a $30 million contract.
He could easily opt out.
He can opt out, or the Mets could use him to get somebody.
Yeah.
So I don't even want to think about it, because thinking of a trade with a guy with 1 year contract who plays first base just gives me bad feeling as a Pirate fan that it's going to be somebody good from us, that we're going to try and get Pete Alonso just to say we have a guy that's about $15 million.
Pete Alonso for Andrew McCutcheon.
No, I think we're going to get a big name trade with Pete Alonso, and I don't want to think it, because there's been so many times that
not keep Brian Hayes, not keep Brian Hayes, not keep Brian Hayes.
That's what I was thinking. I'm thinking, please don't be Hayes. Please don't be Hayes. Please don't be Hayes. But anyways, actually, no, let's bring it in. Let's talk about the Pirates. Okay. I've been seeing videos from spring training our pitchers has been getting either raked or Polsky's been striking out our entire roster. Which one is expected, which is the Polskins one. And the one is just making me angry already. And we haven't even played a full spring training game. And I'm already ready to give up on this season. I don't know if you follow the Post-Gazette's pirate guy, Noah Hills, not mistaken.
Yeah, not really.
So he's been posting videos of live at ABs. And Bailey Falter just faced O'Neal Cruz today. And O'Neal Cruz hit a complete moonshot off of Bailey Falter.
Wow.
So that is making me worried about our pitching staff already.
Yeah, and the fact that it's Bailey Falter and like someone that, had a lot of playing time last year is concerning because you would expect that from someone that's, gonna be coming off IL like Johan Oviedo.
Yes, I would expect that from him, and I also expect that from Jared Jones.
Yeah.
Only because Jared got hurt for a lot of the season, so he's also coming back off of a shoulder tear.
Yeah, he after the injury, he came back looking kind of weak. But
and these Adam Frazier clips have not been helping Adam Frazier.
I don't even want to watch him.
He's if I'm not mistaken, got struck out by Skeens in 7 pitches. In 7 pitches.
What was the point of bringing back Adam Frazier?
And what's the point of bringing it? Okay, so let's talk about another signing that doesn't make sense. Tommy Pham. We officially announced that we signed Tommy Pham. What is Tommy Pham going to do for this team?
Like, he's going to move Brian Reynolds to right field. That's what he's going to do.
Which I don't agree us moving Brian Reynolds.
No.
He's a center fielder. He's not a right fielder. I'm sorry. I love B-Ray. He's good anywhere in the outfield, but he's not a right fielder.
Yeah.
My mind.
No, right field's his weakest position in the outfield.
Like, keep him in left if you don't want him playing center.
Yeah. Well, no, O'Neal Cruz should be playing center field.
Yes, because he is a center fielder.
Yeah.
But, which is another thing, is that how good of a year you think we're going to get out of O'Neal Cruz?
A full year of Cruz at center field. I don't know. I mean,
I have a prediction that it's going to start off rocky. I'm not just saying that because it's the O'Neal Cruz and he starts off rocky. But new position. He's unsure out there. He's used to being the guy to make every play in the infield. So there's going to be a lot of miscommunication. Then you also got Brian Reynolds in right field, who's been our center fielder for the past 6 years.
Yeah.
So
we just inked him to a mega deal.
Well, to a Pirates standard mega deal.
Yeah.
And it's like an average MLB contract that we take as a big deal because our owner doesn't spend money.
Do we want to rant about said owner?
We will in a little bit. But let's bring it back to Tommy Pham. He batted .254 with 7 home runs, 31 RBIs, and 86 hits last year.
And he was on how many teams?
Right now, what I see is St. Louis and Chicago White Sox, which should tell you enough.
And I think he was on the Royals for a little bit, too.
So he's been playing hot potato with it. Okay, so he's with the Royals. He was in 2024. He played in 23 games with 101 at-bats, 9 runs, 23 hits, 8 RBIs, and an average of 228 with them, 206 with the Cardinals, and 266 with the
White
Sox.
Yeah, his second home was the waivers.
Yeah. And even the year before that, when he was with the Mets in 23, he was batting at 268. He hasn't had a year that he bat in the 300s since 2018.
And he's what, 30?
We weren't even in high school in 2018.
Yeah.
So that's the last time that he had a year that he batted above 300. So Like, why?
What's the point?
Like, what's the point? Oh, it's frustrating.
Yeah.
As a guy who like wants to have a good baseball year.
I would rather have keep B Ray in left and use Henry Davis as an outfielder again.
Yes. Because if you remember when Henry Davis was first brought up,
He was playing right field.
he was playing right field the entire time.
And he didn't look horrible.
I mean, he's still not a. I don't want to call him a bust, but he's like
At catcher, he's a bust.
at catcher he's a bust. But like overall, he wasn't bad out there. Like even for the Pirate standard, which is insane that at Pittsburgh team we have a standard for bad and then being a Pirate,
Yeah.
which is insane. Which speaks a lot to what's going on there. And then so while we're talking about the Pirates and before we get into the ownership, let's talk about potential starting 9 and rotation.
Okay.
Do you want to start off with starting 9?
Yeah. So, for me, I'd say that at least for the first couple of games, you gotta have Kutch lead off.
Yes.
100% you have to have Kutch lead off. Because Kutch hits bombs early in the game. So,
And he also plays good to start off the year.
yeah.
And he always, every home game, not every home game, like, I don't know how to say it. It's like every, like, home opener, he always has a solid game.
Yeah.
So, I'm looking at, like, okay, continue.
Let me pull up. Where's teams? There it is. Roster. Okay. So, I would say you have Kutch lead off, then you say, I think in the 2 spot, either if IKF's going to be mainly playing shortstop, then maybe have him be early in the batting order. But otherwise, B-Ray should be in that 2 spot.
When it's B-Ray and Kutch back to back, when they had that hot streak going, it was nice because Kutch may be older, but he still has some little speed in him. So
Yeah.
having a consistent contact hitter like B-Ray would be nice to have.
Yeah.
Who do you have in your 3 spot?
3 spot, Cruz.
Yeah. He's definitely a 3-hole hitter.
Yeah, 100%.
4?
Key Brian Hayes.
You have him in the cleanup.
I think so.
That's shocking to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I always thought Key Brian was like a 8-9 guy to get you over into your top of your roster.
Yeah. Him or Nick Gonzalez.
Okay. 5?
Alternate those 2. So
Alternate those 2? Okay, let's go to 6.
go to 6. Use Sawinski more.
You think Jack?
I think they need to use him more than they have.
I mean, he needs MLB reps,
Yeah.
which we all know he does, especially lefty.
If we
MLB
still
reps.
had Connor Joe, then I'd put him right around here. But we gave him up for no good reason.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. I'm gonna light the room on fire.
We were on 7, right?
Yeah.
Where you have in 7th spot?
I think he's gonna miss the first like 2 or 3 weeks of the season, but Spencer Horwitz should be in that like 7th spot.
Okay.
But while he's out, then Jared Triolo
Okay.
should
Yes.
be in that.
Yes. Yep.
in that
Yep.
space.
Yep. Where do you have 8?
Palacios.
Palacios.
Yeah.
You think he's gonna be on the starting roster?
I think he should be. I think he should be. I think he should be getting more left field time than Pham.
Yeah. We're on 9. Who's gonna round out the starting roster? There's one name I'm surprised you haven't said yet.
Joey Bart.
Oh, that's not who I was thinking.
Yeah. But I remember we got to have a catcher in there. Joey Bart.
You're going to start him over Endy?
At least to start the season, yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying we have a very good catching duo for once.
Well, because Endy's coming off this big surgery, I'm not ready to put
Was it Tommy John?
No, he wasn't Tommy John. Moreta and Oviedo
were
the two Tommy John. Endy, if I'm not mistaken, was some sort of like shoulder tear in one of the winter leagues down in the Dominican Republic.
Yes, that's what it was. It was something with his shoulder. I remember seeing Eddie Rodriguez out.
Like it might have been like a separated shoulder.
Yeah, it was something massive. Like it was a big deal. I remember. I think it wasn't Jake Bell. It was one of the other Pirate fanatics texted me. Was like, "Our season's over right now," and I said, "How?" And then they told me what happened. I said, "Oh, that's insane."
Yeah.
Which is another conversation about these winter leagues that these players play in. It was like, what's the point?
Yeah.
I mean, you get your reps, but you also risk it massive injuries because we've seen them for the past 3-4 years now. That has been consistently. Like, people getting hurt in these, like, winter leagues consistently. But, anyways, moving on. Do you want to get your starters, or you want me to go through my list?
Give me your starting 9.
Okay. We're gonna revert. No, we're gonna start 1 to 9. Andrew McCutchen is your first at bat.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going Andrew McCutchen at 1.
Yeah.
B-Ray 2.
1.
O'Neill 3.
Yeah.
Those are your solidified 1, 2, 3s. Now 4, Joey Bart.
Okay. That makes sense. Yeah.
So as much as I would love to put any as a starter, I get what you're saying. I just want to hear what your perspective is on the Joey Bart, Endy Rodriguez talk.
I would even be fine with like letting Endy DH for a little bit and having Jason DeLay be the number 2 at catcher.
But where do you put Kutch?
That's the thing.
Because you can't put him in the outfield anymore.
No. Kutch is a
DH.
Dedicated DH
Yes.
at this point in his career.
So I'm on 4. Ready?
Yeah.
It's going to be different. Nicky G in the 4 spot.
You want Nick Gonzalez at cleanup. Okay. I mean, I get that.
Yep.
I get that.
Tommy Pham at 5.
Ooh. All right.
Spencer Hollister at 6. Oh, not Hollister.
Horwitz
at 6. Key Bryan at 8.
Who's your 7?
Oh, sorry. Him at 7. IKF at 8.
Okay.
And Palacios at 9.
Okay. So you wouldn't put Triolo in that starting 9?
No, he doesn't hit well. He has not been hitting well.
Yeah.
And I just saw spring training footage of him, and he's still not hitting well.
There's one name among our new guys that we didn't mention one bit. Emmanuel Valdez. Where does he fit in?
I feel like he's like that every other day. 7-hole hitter.
Because he's another utility guy for us. Like, we keep bringing up these utility guys. We have Triolo, IKF, and now Valdez.
Which is not a bad thing to have.
No.
But none of them hit consistently.
Yeah.
If we had a utility that can hit consistently, that's good.
Yeah.
And that's how these utility guys should be. They should be hitters on top of being utilities.
And the thing with Valdez...
But none of them are.
The thing with Valdez, he's not a big guy at all. He's 5'8".
So he's my height.
Yeah.
I want you put that out there. He's 5'8". And us 5'8" people are not made to hit monster home runs. So we need a big bat. And we don't have a single big bat for yet another year. But enough with our starting lineup. Let's go to our starters. How about I start the starters this time?
All right.
Obviously, we know our ace. Give me the Louisville. The LSU boy. Give me the king himself, the reigning, defending, NL Rookie of the Year. Should have been Cy Young. Paul Skeens himself. Mr. Skeens, your day one rotation guy.
Yeah.
Number 2, honestly, the most underrated pitcher in the MLB, Mitch Keller. The number 2 spot.
That's a bold statement, but
Don't get me wrong, he gets overshadowed by Paul and Jones.
yeah,
He does.
he was getting overshadowed by them when they weren't here.
But anyways, he is an underrated pitcher. It's time for us to give him his flowers a little bit. In your 3rd spot, we're going to gas it right back up with the other half of the Allegheny Electric Company. I don't know if you ever seen those shirts. Have you seen those shirts?
No.
So they make these shirts now. This is the Allegheny Electric Company. And then one side, I think on the right is Paul Skeens, and on the left is Jared Jones.
That's kind of sick.
Yeah, I love it. It's like by Pitch Ninja or something like that.
I need to go find one of those.
So, anyways, moving on. Jared Jones will be your third day guy.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna go to Bailey Falter is number 5. And then Johan Oviedo is your number 4.
Now, do you think Bubba Chandler comes up at some point?
At some point, I think he's gonna come up around the same time Paul did.
And who would you have him? Would you automatically have him be that alternating guy with Oviedo, or wait and see how Falter does?
I think I don't want to can Falter, but if I had to choose between Oviedo and Falter for Bubba to come up, I'm choosing Falter to go. But my only concern with Oviedo is that he's coming off a Tommy John.
Yeah.
And that's a massive deal. Because your speed isn't the same. Sometimes you don't trust your off speed because it feels weird on your elbow. And if you don't trust your off speed, then your fastball is gone.
The other guy that had Tommy John for us, Dario Moreta, they just put him back on the 60.
Oh yeah, that's right. They just did.
Yeah.
So that's another pitcher.
Yeah.
And that's that's a bullpen guy for us. Or do you do this? Or do you move Falter into the bullpen and put him in as a setup?
For who though?
Our bullpen's not that good. The question: who do you bring down?
Yeah.
Let's be realistic here. Any of those guys except David Bennett is replaceable.
Yeah.
So any way you look at it, you put Falter in there for, honestly, a Brett DeGoose.
A Braxton Ashcraft.
Or a
Colin Holderman.
Or Butch Smith. Or a Ryder Ryan.
Yeah.
Like any of those guys.
Kyle Nicholas.
Yes. Or honestly, Joey Wentz, I wouldn't mind seeing being replaced by almost the Joey Votto.
Bailey Falter.
Bailey Falter. So that's not a problem that we have.
Yeah.
Any of those guys in the bullpen can be replaceable. Half those guys sound like MLB The Show creative names. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful. That's just the truth.
Oh, yeah.
And so having a Bubba, or even use Bubba in the bullpen to get him MLB reps and then move him up to the starting rotation.
Giving up Luis Ortiz could be the biggest mistake this organization has made in a really long time.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't the biggest fan of him because he had, one good year?
I mean, that little stretch like late May into June, he looked like an absolute flamethrower.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, he did.
And I think he could be that in Cleveland.
I mean, also, does he have room in Cleveland to play?
Yeah.
I think I don't know. There's a lot wrong with our bullpen and our rotation, but any of those guys can be replaced and moved around. Which honestly, I like us having the chance to be able to move pieces and see where it fits, right? Because Falter can be a good middle of the inning, middle of the game relief pitcher. Because honestly, that gives you a starting pitcher in your bullpen that's used to starting games in the middle to get you to David if needed. So you only need 3 pitchers compared to the 4 to 5 that we typically use.
Yeah.
So what's your starting rotation?
Okay, so yeah, I was almost tempted not to, but I gotta put Skeens at the as the opening day starter.
Okay.
I was tempted to throw Keller back in as the opening day starter again and let Skeens be the 2.
Why?
Because I feel like Keller, that first game, he always starts kind of hot.
Yeah, but you also got to think about when you set up these rosters.
Because the rotation's always flipping him.
Yes.
Flipping and flopping.
Yeah, flip-flopping. But you also got to think, what is going to be good in the long term? And that's why I think having Paul be used to being the main number 1 guy in the number 1 spot is good for us now than when we actually need that, knock on wood, or it's a godsend that we make the playoffs. Which is very, very good possibility since the NL Central, it's very open.
Yeah.
So you need to get him used to being the guy, the main guy.
I would say we're the worst division in baseball, but the AL West does exist.
Yep, which is always thankful.
Yeah.
I feel like we're like the NFC South. The AFC South of the MLB.
Kind of, yeah.
All right, let's continue it. Who's your second spot?
Mitch Keller.
Mitch Keller?
Mitch Keller. Again, I was almost ready to say Jared Jones.
Why? Why are you not a big fan of Mitch Keller?
It's not that I'm not a big fan of him. I'm just not ready to see him collapse again come July. Come mid to late season.
I get what you're saying. You're not ready to see the complete utter failure that our team turns into.
I'm not ready to see the Mitch Keller 180 again.
Yes. So number 3,
Jared Jones.
Number 4,
Falter.
5,
Oviedo.
Do you do a 6? Or what do you do? What do you want to do with Bubba?
Leave him in AAA to start the season. Bring him up around the same time you did Skeens. And then I would say go with 6. Don't send Falter or Oviedo to the bullpen.
Then you give less games to Skeens.
Yeah.
Which are most likely a next to shutout games for teams.
That's true. But at the same time, I don't want to risk a Skeens injury.
Yeah. No, I get it. You don't want to overuse them.
Yeah.
A 6 rotation would be nice. Now, come playoff time, if somehow we do make the playoffs, do you keep it at the 6 or do you shrink it?
I think if Bubba does well, if he comes up and does well, then I think you should be shopping Oviedo and Falter at the trade deadline.
Oh. You want them both gone?
Not both. I think one or the other.
Okay. Well, we're the Pirates, so it will be both. Any way you look at it, it's going to be both. But anyways.
God damn it, Ben. I swear to God, don't fucking do it. Don't fucking do it.
Since we're talking about, sorry. Since Since we're talking about management, let's talk about it. We haven't given our true feelings about nutting on this show yet. We talked about it. We dove a little bit into it. Episode 1. Episode 2, we didn't really talk MLB at all.
Yeah.
So since we already had the big Tomlin talk, let's have the big Bob Nutting talk. I'm not saying that he was on the level that Dan Schneider was.
No. Well, he's not. Like, he's at least not.
Yeah.
You know.
Yes, you don't need to say more. We all know what Dan did and why certain people can't work there. But he is on the level that the MLB should step in and think about terminating his ownership. Because what he's doing is he's costing MLB money. And people say, well, Pittsburgh's a small market compared to these others. I can beg to differ.
Yeah, bullshit. We're tied for the most Stanley Cups for any expansion team. We're tied for the most Super Bowls by any team in the Super Bowl era.
And then we also, don't get me wrong, have 5 World Series championships?
We're in the top 10 for World Series championships.
And then we're also in the top 10 sports cities in the nation.
Yeah.
So I don't want to hear this, we're a small market. If you put a good baseball team in Pittsburgh and the way PNC Park is beautifully made and was built all those years ago, you're going to get a great franchise.
Yeah.
One that can rival in Arizona. Rival, I'm not going to say the Dodgers, but like they can rival some of these teams.
That's a long way out, but rival like a Mets.
Like a Mets or a Phillies.
Yeah.
Oh my, just imagine if the MLB steps in and forces Bob to spend a certain amount of money that is really high up there. Or force them completely out, which what they should do. But you can get the Keystone State rivalry in baseball.
Yeah.
Imagine how insane those games will be. Imagine those games in the playoffs. How insane it would be here. Because first of all, we saw that happen in hockey. We see it a little bit in football. I mean, look back at the Eagles-Steelers game. There was fights all over the place.
Yeah.
Game was scrappy. It's a Philly and Pittsburgh thing. They don't like each other in sports.
Yeah.
So if you have 2 solid franchises like that,
You see the team that the Phillies are building. They're bringing in all these guys. Like, you get Bryce Harper, Alec Boehm, Kyle Schwarber, just to name a few guys.
Nicky Tubac, you've got one. Nicky Tubac.
Nick Castellanos.
Don't forget about him.
Yeah.
Big home run in left field. I want you to remember that. During when a broadcaster was supposed to apologize for something. well, there goes Nick in the back and the left. Well, I'm gonna talk about the thing I did wrong. Oh, there's another home run. Anyways, but like he's costing his own league crap ton of money.
Yeah. Like, people don't want to watch this team because Bob Nutting, I don't even think it's a comment. I just don't think he gives a shit.
I don't either.
Like,
and
I think Ben Cherington is. I think that rubs off on Ben Cherington
and Derek.
Yeah. Well, I personally, we may cut this out.
Anyways, after your little tirade about Derek Shelton that we cannot air, I get what you're saying. Like it's like there's no good. The atmosphere for the Pirates is terrible.
Yeah,
you can feel it. You can feel it when you go to games. Like, oh, I want to go because I want to see PNC Park and I want to see this view, but there's nothing to root for, which is costing MLB money. And the MLB has the right to step in and kick Bob out.
Yeah. Which they should have A while ago.
And you can correct me if I'm wrong, but he's been warned several times about how bad the Pirates have been. Am I mistaken? So, how about we stop these stupid warnings, MLB? Step up to the plate, no pun intended, and do something about it. Because Pittsburgh is a sports city. I mean, you can look at like the Riverhounds, the Riverhounds who are not even a MLS team. When they're good, sorry, it's not Hines. Highmark gets filled.
Yeah.
So if you put a good, or even a consistent playoff team in Pittsburgh, you're going to sell out PNC Park. You're going to sell out Heinz Field. You're going to sell out PPG Paints. Shoot, you could even sell out the Oakland Zoo. You can sell out the Pete, which has been done when you put a good team in it.
Yeah.
So,
and like admitting that it's time to rebuild is fine. They're not doing that. This entire stretch of not having any playoff baseball, they haven't once admitted that there's a rebuild.
And honestly, you can even say that we even need a rebuild at the time we started rebuilding.
Yeah.
It was just the fact of him not wanting to spend money.
Yeah.
So, to be a good team in the MLB, you got to spend money. So, it's time for the MLB to step up and be like, hey, you're costing us money. It's time for you to get out of here. And the day that happens, I think we'll have our own parade, kind of like how Philly had their Super Bowl parade in the city.
We would like to sincerely apologize to all traffic lights in downtown Pittsburgh because you may be assaulted very soon. I don't want to talk about who you sell this team to because, like,
I heard that Mark Cuban always wanted this team.
It's not the worst idea in the world.
Do we give the Elon? Because he likes Pittsburgh.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say what would happen to Elon if he comes back to this city.
I'm just saying we won't have to worry about money.
Yeah.
Which would be nice. But anyways, I think on that note, we should wrap it up here today.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you for sitting down and enjoying episode 3 of the Thielet and Graves podcast.
Quick programming note, we will not have an episode next week because we will be on spring break.
Oh, that's right. We are on spring break.
We will be back. New episodes will be going up every Wednesday, except next Wednesday. Our next episode we will be shooting on March 3rd. That will be going up March 5th. And yeah, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, subscribe, and soon TikTok.
Watch out. TikTok's back.
Yep.
Finally downloaded it back. I was finally able to get it back. So, and also pay attention to especially our Twitter, where we will be able to reach you the best and tell you what's going on with the show. And also stay tuned to shorts, because we might be posting a little adventure shorts on the little spring break that we have.
Oh, we'll be posting them. Keep locked to the Instagram story. We'll be goofing around on there.
Oh, 100%. Well, thank you. And I just want to say this show was made possible from the Center of Media Arts at Point Park University.